Howdy Neighbors, David here. And today on Boondock Stallions, we're going to be taking a possible look at what Groot's real name could be. Now, before we get started, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Be excellent to each other, and here we go. So, right from the off, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Baby Groot and Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1 are not the same Groot. This is a different Groot, an offspring of the original Groot that we knew. Having said that, it doesn't really matter because wibbly wobbly, namey wamey things. Anyways, so we know him as Groot because when he introduces himself, he says, "I am Groot." And we later learn from Rocket that these are the only words that his species actually knows. Their language is so sophisticated, they've been able to condense their entire vocabulary down to just 3 words: I am and Groot, which is pretty cool. But so now we know that he is pretty much one of the few people that can actually speak to Groot, and he refers to him as Groot as well. Now this makes a lot of sense because Rocket would have spent a lot of time with Groot learning how to speak his language and learning how to, communicate with him. So Groot would have been how he knew him until he learned to speak the language and then would have learned his real name. But then, by then, why call him something else when you've already gotten used to knowing him as Groot? Anyways, so then we get to the rest of the movies. We get to Infinity War and Endgame, and we meet Thor. Thor delightfully refers to him as Tree. Now, for the most part, this seems like an offhand joke because he's constantly calling people by the wrong name, and it's just part of his character. But that's just the thing here. You see, when he calls Rocket Rabbit, Rocket corrects him constantly. Everybody pretty much corrects Thor whenever they call them a name that's not actually their name. The only time actually Rocket doesn't do it is when Thor calls Groot Tree. Why? Because that's his name. Tree. I know, it's a little lame. But on the other hand, think about this. Thor speaks Groot's language. He took it as an elective when he was in school in Asgard. He said it himself in Infinity War. So we know that he actually speaks Groot. And that being said, the fact that Groot's entire language consists of only those 3 words, it makes perfect sense to think that he probably had a different and proper name. And just because it's Tree doesn't mean that it has to be spelled tree like we spell tree. It could be spelled any other number of ways with like 2 Y's and an E and an H for some reason. Like the way they do names in the Star Wars universe with unnecessary letters. Like the P in pneumonia or the G in gnat. But the point is, he could have a completely different name other than what's listed. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. Sorry, just got done with some editing and I realized that I forgot to ask if you guys are fans of the Harry Potter series. If you are, how do you think Dumbledore beat Grindelwald? Check out this video here. And if you're a fan of the Snyder Cut of the Justice League that's coming out later next month, check out this video here as to who the Joker's true identity may actually be.